Today we shall discuss some of the important mathematical concepts that you need in the solution of the different topics, okay, or to understand some of the topics. Now, first of all, we shall consider the trigonometric concept, okay. Say, for example, this is your right angle triangle, okay. The name is given, triangle is ABC, and this angle is theta. Then sine theta is equal to opposite, that is AB upon AC, that is hypotenuse. This you should know. Then cos theta is equal to adjacent side of the angle, adjacent upon hypotenuse, that is BC. In this figure it is BC upon AC, okay. And tan theta is equal to opposite. Should remember these three: opposite upon adjacent, okay. So if you want to write, it can be AB upon BC, okay, AB upon BC. So this you should remember, all the three ratio: sine, cos and tan, okay. The other thing, the theta which we are using, or angle which will be given to you here, okay, angles which are given to you must be converted, okay, into radian. They must be converted into radian. If the angle is given, say 30 degree, then you can convert this angle that is given theta in radian by multiplying pi upon 180, okay. So if this theta angle is 30 degree, okay, then you should convert it into radian. So you can write 30 multiply by pi upon 180. So this angle can be pi by 6 radian. This way you can convert any angle. If it is 60 degree, okay, then 60 into pi upon 180, so it becomes pi by 3 and so on, okay. So angle has to be converted into radian. Now one more thing, 1 degree is divided into 60 different parts. So it is 1 degree is equal to 60 minute, okay. So 1 degree is equal to 60 minute. Another thing, this 1 minute is equal to 60 second. This you should remember, okay. So if the angle is given in minute, say 30 minute is the angle which is given to you. If theta is equal to, say, 30 minute, then first of all you have to convert this into degree. So you have to divide by 60, because 1 degree is equal to 60 minute, okay. So you have to divide this by 60 minute, or we can say 60 minute. Try to understand, 60 minute will make 1 degree. 60 minute will make 1 degree. So 30 minute will make how much angle? So whatever angle which is given to you in minute, if you want to convert it into degree, then you have to divide it by 60. So divide by 60 if you do, then you will get 0.5 degree, okay. 0.5 degree you will get. Now this degree has to be converted into radian. So this 0.5 degree has to be multiplied by pi upon 180, and whatever answer that you get, that will be your angle in radian. 30 minute in radian it will be. Okay. Now another thing, say for example you are given the angle theta, and this angle theta is in second, say 20 second. So first of all you have to convert these seconds into degree. Okay, first of all you have to convert these seconds into degree, but before that seconds has to be converted into minute, because we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 second, or you take 60 second will make 1 degree, 1 minute. Okay, 60 second is equal to 1 minute. Okay, 60 second is equal to 1 minute. So 20 second will be equal to how much or how many minutes? So just you have to remember that if the angle is given in second, then if you want to convert it into degree, then first of all you have to convert it into minute. So divide by 60 you have to do. So 20 divide by 60. Okay, then this will give you, say, 1 upon 3 minute. Now you have to convert this again into degree. So you have to again divide by 60. So this will give you 1 upon 180. Okay, this will be in degree. So first you have converted into minute, and then you have converted into degree. Okay, now you want to convert this in radian, then multiply this by pi upon 180, and that answer will result in the conversion of this 20 seconds into radian. So in general, if you want to remember it this way, then if the angle is given, theta is given in minute, in second, theta in second. Okay, then you have to first divide it by 60, then also you have to divide it by 60. So you are totally dividing this whole angle theta, which is given in second, by 3600. ખ્યાલ આવે છે? You are dividing this theta by 3600, and then you are converting these seconds into degree. You are converting these seconds into degree, and then this, whatever answer that you are getting, has to be multiplied by pi upon 180. Okay, so the process is like this. Say if theta is given, in second, okay, then you divide it by 3600, and then you are multiplying it by pi upon 180. Okay, so if you simplify this whole thing, which I have written here, okay, whichever I have written here, okay, so if you simplify this whole thing, okay, that is pi upon 3600 into 180, then this will result in 4.85. Okay, into 10 to the power minus 6. So if this angle which is given to you in seconds, if this angle which is given to you is in second, and if you want to convert this angle in second to radian, then it has to be multiplied. This angle which is given in second has to be multiplied by 4.85 into 10 to the power minus 6. So this will give you the angle in radian. Okay, so this is the basic thing that you should understand. These are all mathematical things. Okay, now the another thing that you have studied in your mathematics, that if this is a circle, okay, then this is a radius, and radius makes some angle theta here. Radius makes some angle theta here. Then length of arc, say I give the name AB. Okay, so length of arc AB, length of arc AB, arc is equal to radius. Say radius is R. Radius, okay, length of arc AB, length of arc AB we want to write. Length of arc AB is equal to radius multiplied by theta. This you have studied. Arc is equal to radius multiplied by theta, but this theta must be in, try to understand, has to be, if you are not converted in radian, then you have to convert, the theta has to be in radian. So the length of arc you must have studied. Okay, length of arc, the formula you must have studied, because you were not aware of converting it at that time, so you were writing it in a different way. Okay, pi r theta upon 180. Okay, because that theta has to be converted into radian by multiplying pi by 180, by multiplying pi by 180. So the whole formula you were given, that length of arc is equal to pi r theta upon 180. Okay, so it is one and the same. So whenever you are having this kind of arc, okay, say you want to find the length of arc, then arc is equal to radius multiplied by theta, and theta has to be in radian. Okay, so all these things you should keep in mind. Now today in physics, okay, this was all mathematics. Now today in physics, if you have studied the second chapter, then on page number 18 we are having the measurement of length. Now measurement of length, generally the unit of length is meter. Okay, we will use different apparatus to measure very small length, that is vernier calipers and micrometer screw. Okay, whenever you will have the practical, whenever the school begins, okay, screw gauge and vernier calipers we are going to measure, that will be taught to you whenever there will be a experiment period. Okay, now measurement of large distance, that is our topic that we are going to discuss today. The method which is used here in the measurement of very large distance is called the method of, this method is called the parallax method. This method is known as parallax method. You can do this activity at home. The whole thing is explained here. Okay, what is to be done? You just have to hold one pencil in front of you against some specific point on the background, say wall. Okay, keep the pencil there, then you close your, say, left eye. Okay, and then look at the pencil Okay, then you open your left eye and close your right eye. Then again you try to look the pencil. Okay, then the pencil will be slightly shifted, or you will see that, or you would notice that the position of the pencil seems to be changed with respect to the point on the wall. Okay, and this is called the parallax. Okay, this distance between the 2 points of observation is called the basis. Say this is your one eye, this is your second eye, and you are looking at this. Then when you are looking at this by one eye, you will find it somewhere with respect to the wall, somewhere here. Then when you close this eye, the object is somewhere here. And then when you close this eye and keep the other eye open, other eye has to be open, isn't it? This eye has to be open. Okay, so this eye is open, then the object will be seen at different place with respect to this point, or this will be shifted slightly. You will be able to see this if you do this activity. Okay, then this is known as the parallax, the distance between 2 points of observation. These 2 points of observation is the basis. In our example that we have discussed, the distance between eyes is the basis. Okay, now how do you use this in practical? Okay, to measure the large distance that is discussed here. Okay, say to measure the distance d of a far away planet S. This is the thing that we understand. Okay, you have to, or you want to measure the distance d of a far away planet S by the parallax method. Okay, now what is to be done for this? Okay, now we observe it from two different positions. We will observe that planet by having two different point of observations A and B on the earth, separated by distance b. So what you are doing here, say for example this is the earth. Okay, that is explained in the different figure. Now you want to measure the distance of this planet. This is your planet. You want to measure the distance. Now you look towards this planet from this point. Okay, then another observer is here somewhere. He is also looking at this planet. Okay, the distance between these 2 points, that is on the earth, is known to you. Distance between A and B is known to you. Okay, so he will observe this planet. Okay, now this angle, say theta, is known to you. How to measure? Say if somebody is looking at this, if telescope is like this, then how much he is bending the telescope this side. Okay, that can be measured, or that can be found. Okay, and this angle can be found. Similarly, this angle can be found, so theta can be known. So theta is known to you. Try to understand this. Theta is known to you. Then according to our formula, arc AB is equal to radius multiplied by theta. Now radius is the distance between A and P. So this distance is, say, d. So d into theta if you do, then you will get, say, arc AB. But arc AB is known to you, because this distance AB is known to you, theta is known to you. So just you have to make this d as a subject of formula, and you can get the answer for the distance of a very far away planet, or a far away planet from the earth. Okay, so here it is explained. Okay, say for example, again I am trying to explain it to you. Okay, these are the 2 points A and B which are there on the earth. Okay, so the distance between these 2 points is known to you. Now you are viewing this planet S. Okay, so this is your line of sight. Okay, angle theta here is known to you. Now you want to find out this D. Okay, so let us consider that this is your arc, because if you go for a very large circle like this, okay, then this part will become the arc. Okay, so arc is known to you. You want to find this distance D. Theta is known to you. Okay, so as you know, AB, that is arc is equal to radius, that is D, multiply by theta. Theta has to be converted into radian, so D is equal to arc AB upon theta. Okay, an arc is nothing but the distance between the 2 points on the earth, so it can be written as B upon theta. So try to understand this. Okay, similarly, determining capital D, we can employ a similar method to determine the size of angular diameter of planet. Okay, size of angular diameter of planet can also be calculated. Now how to do it? Okay, say for example you have a planet. Okay, say this is your planet, and here you are the observer here on the earth. Okay, say this is the earth on which you are standing and you are viewing the planet. Now this way you can see the two edges of the planet. Say you consider this as a moon. Okay, on a full moon day you keep this your telescope on one side of the moon, and you keep the telescope on the other side of the moon. Okay, now if distance D is known to you, you want to find out the size. Size means its diameter you want to calculate. Say you want to calculate the diameter of the moon. This you want to calculate. Okay, so you keep your telescope here. First observation you take, then you change it to the other edge. You take the second observation by keeping it here. Okay, so angle here will be subtended by the telescope, that can be measured how much you have moved the telescope from initial position to this position. Okay, so alpha is known to you. Okay, now this you want to find. Okay, this we do not know. Say the diameter of this moon is D, and the distance between the position on the earth and the moon, that is distance between moon and the earth from where you are taking the observation, that capital D is known to you. Now this is your thing that you want to measure. Okay, so again arc, this becomes your arc. So arc is equal to radius, again radius will be capital D, into the angle alpha. Okay, now you can make, or rather this alpha which is there, with that alpha will be very small. Again you have to convert that alpha into radian. Okay, and you can multiply this distance by this value of alpha, and you will get the size of the planet or moon, whichever thing, that celestial object that you are viewing from the earth. Okay, try to understand this part. We have discussed today the page number 18 and 19. Okay, 2 pages we have discussed, and some of the mathematical things which is required, that I have discussed. Okay, thank you very much.